Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our program will continue in just a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. We are ready to begin the talent portion of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, starting off our top 10 finalist talent portion of the program, please welcome Heidi Amato.
This video is being provided by the Blank Check Project.
She lays awake in a silent room, holding his picture washed silver by the moon. Oceans away, he feels her sigh, so alone in the world tonight. Say his mother must be strong, so he pretends like children do. He likes to stand in his daddy's shoes. Freedom needs a soldier. She closes her eyes and sees him at 3. In her mind, that's the age he'll always be. And only God understands her love. Now she prays to the angels
Heidi Amato. Please welcome our second contestant, Ann Curtis.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ann Curtis, and can you all hear me okay? All right. So here's what I was thinking. You're going to see women who are veterans. You're going to see women who have the most amazing talents, the most amazing skills. We've got singers, we've got dancers, we've got guitar players, people who play guitar and sing. Some of the other competitors were also very creative. We had one gal who did some wonderful etching. And a lot of us have many talents, and for us it was kind of difficult to determine exactly what it was that we were going to do as our talent. I mean, I could knit you a blanket or a sweater. I could make you an award-winning pie. I could win a couple of recipe contests and hand you my recipes. But pageant, not really me. I was New Jersey's first female wrestler back in the early 90s. This is not what I'm comfortable with. So I decided I would get up and speak in front of you all. Part of what I do in my daytime job is travel around the United States, speaking with community leaders, whether they're physicians, educators, healthcare providers, family members, business leaders, employers, and I try to highlight the importance and the skills that our veterans can bring to jobs. The needs that our veterans have as they're making that transition from the military into civilian life. I ask employers to think a little bit about just how they can make slight accommodations that can make an entire difference in somebody's life and their ability to be employed. One of the things that I think Ms. Veteran America really needs to do is be able to get out in front of an audience and speak well. But it's not just about regurgitating facts, and it's not just about regurgitating statistics. She needs to be able to think back and really take a look at where those statistics came from and what it is that they're trying to tell you. If we take a look at the unemployment rate for young veterans right now, it's at about 10%. And you have to ask yourself, why is that rate so high? Is it because they're still going through treatment? Is it because they're going to school? You don't really see that in the details that we're getting out there in the media. If you take a look at the statistics regarding education and our young veterans and how well they're doing in school or how poorly they're doing in school, there's actually one statistic that was published by Stars and Stripes last year, which said that less than 3% of the young veterans that started college education complete it within 5 years. Ask yourself, why is that? What is it that's causing that problem? And it may be something like post-traumatic stress affecting your ability to study. It could be the fact that the schools aren't tracking the fact that you've moved on to another school because of another relocation. It could also be the pressures of family, which most young college students don't have. So what I believe is that Miss Veteran America needs to actually be able to go out and articulate that, as well as be able to answer any questions regarding veterans and the needs of veterans. Because while we're women, we're veterans first. And although during my talent portion I opened it up into questions from the judges, there's far too many of you here to answer questions for. So if you find me afterwards, I'd be glad to provide you with any information that you need. Unfortunately, I did not bring business cards because there's nowhere to hide them. But I appreciate the opportunity to be here today, and I appreciate all of the women who are here competing, all the families and the loved ones that are here supporting them. And thank you to our sponsors, and thank you especially to Final Salute for helping us to bring attention to our homeless female veterans and the issues that we face. Thank you very much.
Ann Curtis. Please welcome our next contestant, Tyra Everett. Tyra Everett. Please welcome our next contestant, Denise Gordon.
Benny Goodman, sing, sing, sing.
Denise Gordon. Please welcome our next contestant, Marianne Hoteling. Marianne Hotelli. Please welcome our next contestant, Gladys Hughes.
The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be. Woo! I didn't know you were out there. I'd given you a better view. Sometimes I get a little behind in my work. You see, I do the scrubbing and the mopping and the sweeping and the dusting. And what I get paid for it, I'd be ashamed to tell you. I wouldn't work for the villain that runs this place, except I don't have any other place to go. Nobody wants you when you're old and gray and have a slight physical problem. I buried 6 husbands, not one of them left me a copper penny. That's why I have to work so hard. Hark! I think I hear somebody coming. Judging from the rogues that infest this place, it's got to be somebody with the taste of the demon. Rum. Speaking of rum, we got the best rum here in the state of Mississippi. Rum fit for a king if the king got a belly like a cast iron slop bucket. When I finish with the cleaning, I have to go out in the kitchen and do the cooking. Oh yes, they call me the old corset buster. Now isn't that enough to make you puke? After I finish with the cleaning, I got to go out here on the platform and entertain the folks. First, I get myself all gussied up. And then I do my warm-up exercise. And I keep on doing them until it depends. And then, when the boss gets real tired, he sends me out to perform. On account of he knows when I start singing and dancing, everybody's going to get up and leave, and he can lock the place up, go upstairs to his bed, and commence snoring. Once in a while, he takes one of those floozy girls that works around here upstairs with him. But I don't remember what the reason for that is. When I work, I practice my singing, 'cause you never know. I may turn out to be an American Idol. Oh, that Clay Aiken makes me sweat. When I sing real loud. So I'm going to give you some cotton here. Put in your ears. Here. Don't think it's going to make me feel bad, because I'm going to put some in my own. I like to try one of those brand new songs where those people stand in a row. There's an engine, and there's a policeman, and a construction or village people. Yeah. You know what? I can't understand the words they say, but I listened and listened, and I finally figured it out, and it goes something like this. AARP. That's it. AARP. Well, that's all. That's all the words I know. But I'm going to sing you another song. I'm going to sing you about Google. Not the computer, Barney Google. Barney Google with the googly eyes. Barney Google had a wife 3 times his size. She sued Barney for divorce. Now he's living with his horse. Barney Google with the googly eyes. Whew. I gotta get out of here, folks. Let me tell you, I'm being very careful when I pick this thing up because I'm not ready to kick the bucket. Sometimes in the theater we laugh, and sometimes we cry. So we go from the ridiculous to the sublime by just making a little change in a costume. The Creation by James Weldon Johnson. And God stepped out into space, and he looked around and he said, I'm lonely. I'll make me a world. As far as the eye of God could see, darkness covered everything, blacker than 100 midnights down in the cypress swamp. And God smiled, and the light broke, and the darkness rolled up on one side, and the light stood shining on the other. And God said, that's good. And God reached out, took that light in his hands until he rolled it around till he made the sun. And he set that sun ablazing in the heaven. And the light that was left after making the sun, God gathered up into a shining ball and flung it against the darkness, spangling the night with the moon and the stars. And down between the darkness and the light, he hurled the world. And God said, that's good. Then God stepped down. The sun was on his right hand, the moon was on his left, the stars were clustered about his head, and the earth was under his feet. And where God trod his footsteps, hollowed the valleys out, and bulged the mountains up. And then he stopped, looked, and saw that his earth was hot and barren. So God stepped over to the edge of the world and spat out the 7 seas. He batted his eyes, and the lightning flashed. He clapped his hands, and the thunder rolled, and the waters above the earth came down. The cooling waters came down. And the green grass sprouted, and the little red flowers blossomed, and the pine tree pointed a finger to the sky, and the oak spread out his arms, and the lakes cuddled down in the hollows of the ground, and the rivers ran down to the sea. And God smiled again, and a rainbow appeared and curled itself around his shoulders. Then God raised his arm, and he waved his hand over the sea and over the land. He said, bring forth, bring forth. And quicker than God could drop his hand, the fish and the fowl, the beast and the birds swam the rivers and the stream, roamed the forest and the wood, and split the air with their wings. And God said, that's good. Then God walked around, and God looked around on all that he had made. He looked at his sun, he looked at his moon, he looked at his little stars. He looked at his world with all its living things. And God said, I'm lonely still. So God sat down on the side of the hill where he could think. By a deep, wide river he sat down, and with his head in his hands, God thought and thought, till he thought, I'll make me a man. Up from the bed of the river, God scooped the clay. By the bank of the river, he kneeled him down. And there that great God Almighty, who lit the sun and set it blazing in the heaven, who flung the stars to the far corners of the night, who rounded the world in the middle of his hand, this great God, like a mammy, bending over her baby, kneeling down into the dust and toiling over a lump of clay until he shaped it into his own image. Then into it he blew the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Amen. Amen.
Gladys Hughes. Please welcome our next contestant, Kia Mays.
Hello, my name is Kia Mays. I will be performing Malin's monologue from the movie Steel Magnolia. It's the scene after her daughter Shelby's funeral. I realized as a woman how lucky I am. I was there when this wonderful creature drifted into my life. And I was there when she drifted out. And it was the most precious moment of my life. Am I okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. I can jog all the way to Texas and back, but my daughter can't. She never could. Oh God, I'm so mad. I don't know what to do. I want to know why. I want to know why Shelby's life is over. How will that child ever know how wonderful his mother was? Will he ever know what she went through for him? Oh God, I want to know why. Lord, I wish I could understand. No. It's not supposed to happen like this. I'm supposed to go first. I have always been ready to go first. I don't think I can take this. I don't think I can take this. I just want to hit something. I just want to hit something. I just want to hit somebody until they feel as bad as I feel. I just want to hit something, and I want to hit it hard. Thank you.
Kia Mays. Please welcome our next contestant, Kimberly Miller. Kimberly Miller. Please welcome our next contestant, Elise Partridge.
He could be that boy, but I'm not that girl. Don't dream too far. Don't lose sight of the war. Don't remember that rush of joy. He could be that boy. I'm not that girl. Every so often we long to steal to a land of what might have been, but that doesn't soften the ache we feel. Reality sets back in. I smile lightly. She who's winsome, she wins him. Gold hair, gentle. That's the girl he chose, and heaven knows I'm not that girl. Don't wish, don't start wishing only wounds the heart. I wasn't born for the rose and there's a girl I know. He loves her so. I'm not that
Elise Partridge. Please welcome our next contestant, Stephanie Casino Sway.
I think that'll work. Thanks. This is for all the vets. On your face when I said I'd never let you go. When all the shadows almost killed your light. I remember you said, don't leave me here alone. But all that's dead and gone and past tonight. Just close your eyes, the sun is going down. You'll be alright, no one can hurt you now. By morning light, you and I'll be safe and sound. Don't you dare look out your window, darling, everything's on fire. The war outside our door keeps raging on. Hold on to this lullaby, even when the music's gone, gone. Just close your eyes, the sun is get you now. By morning light, you and I'll be safe and sound. Ooh, ooh, oh. Ooh, oh. Just close your eyes. You'll be alright. By morning light, you and I'll be safe and sound. Just close your eyes. The sun is going down. You'll be alright. No one can hurt you now. By morning light, you and I'll be safe and sound. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Stephanie Casino Sway. And a round of applause for all of our contestants. At this time, we'd like to invite Sandra Strickland up to the stage for a few words. Please welcome Sandra Strickland.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good time this evening. Normally, when we think about a homeless veteran, we think about the raggedy person, male that's on the street, but I am a resident of the Final Salute Home, and I am a homeless female veteran. We have a table on the outside, and we are selling the honor charms, and an honor charm represents one night off the street for a homeless female veteran and her children. So we implore you to come to our table, purchase an honor charm. They're $25, and we do accept cash or check. Thank you.
At this time, while the judges deliberate, we invite everyone to the foyer for food and refreshments. Judges, please go to the boardroom.